Hello, I'm Anawultus, and today I'm getting back to playing some Civilization 3. And as you can see, for those of you who may not have tuned in for a while, I guess, if you haven't watched the previous videos, that is, I am finishing up my conquest of the Zulu, and once I am finished with that, I will declare war on the remaining continent to make it a bit more challenging, since I am playing on the easiest difficulty. Okay. So I guess it's safe to go to the next turn. Here we go. My lord, Sparta has produced a granary. Shall we begin work on Musket Man? I don't know. Should we begin work on Musket Man? Let's see. You could build a temple. If anything, I'd want you to build a cavalry, but the length of time it's going to take is just so large. You might as well build a temple instead for the long-term benefits. Okay. And Tula has indeed produced barracks. Wow, that's interesting. Sparta has the same production yield as Tula, even though Tula is in the middle of a jungle and much less developed. That's interesting. I guess it has to do with corruption and waste and such things. Cannon. I don't want to build a cannon here. Guess I'll just build a granary here as well. And Tumwin has produced barracks. Should I build a port? Well, I mean a harbor. That would probably be wise. Although a coastal fortress would be good as well. I'll build a harbor first. Okay, so we've got our huge army right here. And presumably Mpondo should be the best place to attack with it. Now let's just make sure. Okay, we've got our army here and our army here. There's no one else besides the army, so I'm going to have to pull up some guys in order to occupy the cities if I'm going to advance farther into the Zulu territory. So my idea was that maybe I should take Lundi to cut off their horses, but it would be easier to go through the cities, go for the closer cities first, because that just reduces their overall capability to produce things. However, let's see, that's a 2020 army, and that's an 18. Okay, the 2020 army is probably better to attack with then. Yeah, I'm probably not going to make this in one turn. Oh, yeah, I do want to declare war on the Zulu. I almost forgot that I had made peace with them when I wasn't really supposed to. But we now have a city here. Yeah, so that's the thing that I remembered from playing, that I had forgotten to declare war, which is one of the rules that I'm playing by, which is to always be at war with at least one nation. Okay, so hopefully you can forgive me for forgetting about it for just that one instance. Okay, Setash. It's supposed to be Setash, but I misspelt it when I originally wrote it. University or Colosseum? University. And you know what I like about this game? They actually spelled Colosseum with an O. I don't like it when they spell it with an I. I guess I'm a bit OCD on that. Well, I don't know if it's OCD or just... Well, is it obsessive to get upset about things like that? To get upset when... with certain spellings or certain grammatical constructs? Such as whenever somebody says, go it... I'm thinking, how does that even make grammatical sense? Now, those of you who aren't familiar with the phrase probably have no idea what I'm talking about. But actually, there's a galley and a caravel. You know what? I think it's time. I don't think I'm going to be getting attacked around here. I think it's time to move my fleet over to maybe Tamwin would be a good place, because then I can attack Avignon, which is in France, and France isn't the most powerful country around here, although the Aztecs are right next to it. But my intel tells me that they do not have any road. Well, they do. They could attack in one turn like that if they've got a country full of knights, which would make taking Avignon, well, holding Avignon a real chore. Now, Jaipur would be easier to take because it's next to France, which isn't as powerful as the Aztecs. Also, it's separated from the Aztecs' main body. However, let me see where the strategic resources are. So we've got iron over here, which is important for having knights. We've got some more over here, but my intel tells me that they don't have access to that. There's iron over here in Bangalore, but that's India, and they're not too much of a problem. We've got saltpeter here, which will be a problem, unless my tech gets to a point where it won't be. And do they actually have any horses on this continent? They might in one of the cities. The Aztecs certainly do. Yeah, they've got horses for sure, and they might trade some as well. Okay, so they have horses and saltpeter, which means that they are capable of producing cavalry as a military unit, which will make them very problematic. Which means it would probably be better to attack from the south, because the other nations don't have the same extent of strategic resources. So attacking from this tile right here, which is connected by road over here, is probably better than attacking up here, even though up here, well, up here is closer to our centers of production now, just by the way troops come. So maybe going up here would still be the better choice. You know what, screw it. Let's go right here. We don't have marines yet, so there's no point in attacking from this tile. Also, this is a mountain tile. Let's be honest. We don't want to move there unless we've got a road on it. Okay, so we're going to move 3 units over there. You can also get here, as can you. But it might be a good idea to upgrade them to maybe galleons or something. But oh well, it'll have to be what it is. Okay, so we've got a new cavalry getting put right here. And we can wake this cavalry, which is fresh. And presumably the best place to put it would be at Hlobane, or whatever that's supposed to be pronounced. So, yeah, so that I can move this army. And this is an inland place, so I don't really think I need to put more than 1 soldier on it. So in that case, I'll move this cavalryman. Well, yeah, they are cavalry. Sorry, I forgot. The medieval Chinese unit is a rider, but the more modern one is a cavalry. I haven't played in a while, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we've got armies here and here. This one has 2 elites. This one, well, whichever one can you reach first. This is 1 turn. This is also 1 turn. It might be better to pick this one, since this one can then just advance straight down here. So we're going to send you right here. And we're going to pick up this army and send it south. I think here would be a good place, because from here we can choose whether we want to attack Swazi or Zimbabwe. Zimbabwe is probably the better target, but they're probably also more defended. And if we attack Swazi, we might be able to remove a luxury from them. Or I could go around and attack here. Go from Ngome through to Lundi to cut off their strategic resource, which is probably the better choice. In which case, I should have probably sent my cavalryman over here. And, oh well, we can still fix this, because I can just send the army over here, and then wake the other army, and send this army down to Hlobane. But since now the army is in Hlobane, I can wake this army and actually send it to take Ngome. Very good. So we've got one resistor in there, and we can put up some walls, and it's a great place. It's a cool place, and it keeps getting cooler, as some would say. Should I have just one soldier on Tugela? I don't think the Aztecs are going to come from this direction to attack this side of this continent. It would make a lot more sense for them to attack either on this side or on this side, which, now that I look at it, isn't that well defended, which could be problematic now that I think about it. Although the north here is a lot better off. So hopefully they don't try to cross the ocean. Hopefully they just try to defend their own lands first. But we have no guarantee. And we'll send this galley down to Tumwin as well. So we'll have a relatively strong naval presence here, so that we can just ship troops over. And as I can see here, Avignon only has a spearman, because even though they have access to iron, they apparently, maybe they don't have a lot of money. Let's take a look at the histograph. Yeah, I think France is definitely one of the weaker powers. However, India is probably even worse off. The only real threat to us right now are the Aztecs. Okay, so we're going to fortify there, and you'll just stay where you are. Oh, I should probably just skip turn with these guys, sorry. I got a bit confused about the controls. We're still gaining money, so we've got no problem there. Ooh, 10 shields. So both Sokar and Baal build themselves a cavalry. Granary at Pharsalos. Pharsalos still isn't ready to build cavalry. I guess we'll have to build a courthouse, maybe? Yeah, that's probably the better choice, because let's take a look at Pharsalos. We've got a ton of problems here. Look at this. We've got lots of corruption and waste. This is the absolute worst. Oh, this is probably a good time to go through our unhappy people to make sure that no annoying rebellions come up. Okay, these are just resistors. They're not a problem. we go. There. And we'll get another guy up there. And another one here. That's Imhotep. Whoa, Pelops. That could have been a disaster. Athens, you really need to expand those city borders, man. These people are just going to continue starving, aren't they? There's no stopping the starvation in this town. Kyoto. It just won't stop. Oh, well, we'll give one of them back. There we go. New York. Yeah, now that I look at it, that's a lot of money that I'm actually losing because I'm busy with all of this. Yeah, it's reduced it by 2. Which, although some might think that's not a lot, in this game, that can be quite a bunch because all the turns add up. Courthouse to university. I want to build a university right away here, so I'm going to build a cavalryman instead to just go right up to the front lines. I missed a town. They're all unhappy. Okay, there you go. That should fix the problem. For now, anyway. Yeah, we still need to have units here. Okay, there's no one on there at the start of the turn, so I don't really have to worry about any of that stuff. We have a cavalryman, so I'm going to send him down. And we've got another cavalryman here. And whoa, we're all through the buildings, so I guess it's time to build a galleon. Or should I build a privateer across the ocean and just start raiding their boats? That is a thought. Let's get a frigate up. Maybe that's... I don't know. Do they have any strategic resources on their coast? They've got this. Is that their only saltpeter? It's the only one we see. So it might be a good idea to actually bombard their saltpeter from the coast. But that's not to say that they can't trade with other countries for it. However, it is definitely an idea. So let's find our home continent again. Okay, Sokar. Change production. Let's get a frigate, and we're going to attack their saltpeter. We're going to see if we can destroy that improvement. Okay. And university? Well, let's build a coastal fortress first. We gotta make sure we're safe. Because safety first is what some people like to say. I won't say who exactly likes to say it, but there certainly are people who do enjoy saying it. Okay, let's get that rider and that rider as well. We're going to clear up this internal coastline. We can keep the musketman there. And we can grab this cavalryman as well. And there shouldn't be any major problems around here. We have vision over this, and well, there still might be barbarians, so we're going to keep an extra rider, not knight, on there for now. So I'm going to send you down here. And there's no one else here, so you might as well hold tight for a while. And let's send you down to attack Lundi. Which way is faster? This is 1 turn, 2 turns. Take a 3rd turn. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, this is probably the best path to take. Either that, or I could go for E36.5, but that would really be a waste of an army, because then there's really no one to defend it from. So let's go down here and see if we can take out Lundi in 1 turn. Let's see how small their army's gotten. Wow, they actually have more than 1 guy. That's good for them, I suppose. Is this worthwhile? Upgrade Rider to Cavalry? Let's actually take a look at our technology, because I think that we're actually getting very close to not needing these cavalry anymore. Because if we look just ahead a bit, we've got the Industrial Ages with the Rifleman, who has 6 defense, which is going to ruin our cavalry. So it might be a good idea to not upgrade these guys, since we're not going to be using them for much longer. But then the question becomes, how long is it going to take for us until we can replace the riders with a more offensively powerful unit? Artillery is not good for that. Infantry is about as powerful as a cavalry, but with better defense, but they're also really slow. So we wouldn't really... Let's check about Marines. Marines are good. They're pretty good, but we wouldn't really get a suitable replacement until we get tanks. Until then, we're really stuck having to beat these riflemen who will have a defensive advantage, which is going to really be very painful. Steam power, on the other hand. So I think the first thing I'll go for is steam power, since it's really great because it allows me to build railroads. And then I'll commandeer several workers to just build railroads everywhere. And as for the wonder we're going to go for, it's probably going to be Hoover Dam. And is women's suffrage, universal suffrage, that is? That's not relevant because we're monarchy, so we're not going to be using that. The other one is theory of evolution. Let's see. But is it going to be useful? Could go for atomic theory and electronics, and then would still have to do replaceable parts and mass production to get to motorized transportation. Yeah, it might not be, well, or we could go for replaceable parts, mass production, then amphibious warfare, which allows us the Marines, who are pretty good offensively. And once we unlock railroads, the only real problem will be advancing in enemy territory, which isn't that bad a problem anymore by that point anyway. Oh, no. I'm looking for advanced flight. Paratrooper. Yeah, paratroopers aren't very good. Probably not going to get to use them. Okay, can carry 1 unit to any square within the operational range. I've never actually used helicopters in this game. I'm gonna be honest. I've never used helicopters, but I'm pretty sure paratroopers can be pretty OP if used correctly. Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to send you down, and I'm just going to send you all down. I could replace at Osaka, but I'm not going to. I'm just going to straight up send them into the fray. I'm going to save up my money for a situation where I actually need to use it. But that could be another thing. Since I've got so much money, I could use it to power tech. Uh-oh. Oh, sorry. I wanted to Civilopedia that one. Defense 4. Not too good anyway. We can take them. We can take them down. We can take them on. We can take on me, as some say. Okay. So I'm going to send you here to defend Ngome while we take the army. Well, we'll let it heal another turn to make sure that it's at good fighting capacity. Then we'll send this army to Zimbabwe, I suppose. That would be a great place to send it. And you're getting on that boat, Monsignor. There you go. And I think that's it for this episode. If you have anything to comment, anything to say, anything you'd like to really discuss, then please do. Or any suggestions for a video I could make, that would also be a good idea. One thing that is good to note is that I do not actually have a version of this game that allows me to use multiplayer. And I do not have the expansions, the DLC. It's not a DLC, really, is it? I don't have I guess it's a DLC. The expansions for this game, and I also am incapable of getting those unless I were to just rebuy the whole game on Steam or something, because I've got the CD version. Anyway, thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you all next time on Ultos. Over and out. Oh, just one... never mind.